Hey guys, Paul here. So today I wanted to talk about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks because it's looking really good right now. Like a complete 180 from the last time we talked about this topic. Because if you guys have followed this channel for any length of time, you'll know that I'm usually pretty critical of, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Konami's sort of product design, structure, and philosophy, and it was not looking great for structure decks for a very long time. If you guys recall, basically, the Fire King structure deck came out towards the end of 2023, like November, December 2023. And then we got no new structure decks in 2024. The two-player starter deck does not count. No new structure decks at all. And then we finally got the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck kind of early in 2025, like this year. So we went over a full year without any new structure decks. Compare and contrast that to today though, and things are looking so much different and so much better. So we recently got the Yu-Gi-Oh! Chronicles deck. That's the one that's like based on Albaz and Ecclesia, the Fallen and the Virtuous. It's an all foil deck. It comes with a nearly full extra deck. It's got good reprint cards. It's got alt arts. They've even started doing the thing where like each structure deck has one card that you'll get as an extra in Secret Rare, but it can also come in like Starlight Rare, and some of those are actually worth a little bit of money, which is cool. And it's just an amazing product. Like the product is, it's got good reprints, it's got alt arts, it's a playable deck. Well, I wouldn't say playable out of the box, like that there could still be some improvements there. You still kind of need to have 3, but like it's a good deck. Like it's definitely worthwhile. It's, obviously not perfect. I still had some qualms with the sort of weird print quality that it uses specifically in that deck. I'm not sure what that's about, but like the ultra rares just look a lot darker and the colors just aren't really very great. And the fact that it's $20 is iffy because if you're gonna have to buy 3 of them, that's like 60, 65 bucks. But still, like, we can't be too picky about this, right? It's still a very good product and a very cool one, and like it's new, so we don't know how exactly this is going to develop in the future. Also, though, we're getting Legendary 5Ds decks, which was supposed to actually be coming out like this past week, but it got delayed a little bit. But either way, it's 3 decks in 1, and this is actually a product that I think is truly amazing. Like, I think this is great. So you guys might actually remember when they did like those legendary decks things back in like 2015, 16, 17. They did like legendary dragon decks, legendary hero decks, all that, where you got 3 pretty much, we'll say, fully built decks in the box, in the sense that, they do come with multiples of certain cards. And that's basically what they're doing with the Legendary 5Ds decks. So that's where you get Yusei and Crow and Akiza decks that are playable out of the box. And because you have 3, which I think is important, because you have 3, you get a choice, and you can also play this with your friends. And it's also based on anime characters, and that's always very, very popular. And this product has also got really good reprints in it. Like there's hand traps in here, there's like Imperm and Crossout Designator and Called by the Grave and like other hand traps. The biggest one is like the Mold Charmies, like Fualos, Perulia, and even Meows. They're all like mixed into these decks. So it's great value for money. Like I think $30 for these 3, built up playable decks is really good. You might need to like still buy multiples, I guess, because there are certain cards that they only include 1 of and you might want 3, but like still really, really good. And it doesn't end there because now we've gotten announcements about what the next few products are. So there's the legendary like modern decks is what they're calling it. That's coming out next March. And that one's a little bit different. We don't have all the full details, but we know that's going to be Sky Strikers, Mitsurugi, and X-Sabers. And it's going to have new support cards for each. New support being mostly like stuff that we kind of know from, following OCG leaks, but that's crazy, right? Like, it's not just an anime thing now. It's like they're giving you cool modern decks that people might actually use, in a tournament setting. I mean, you could obviously use a Yusei or a Rose Dragon deck, but you know what I mean. I think that's really cool. I think that the marketing on that seems really neat. Like the idea that this is just something for like, you want to get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of with a new modern strat right out of the gate, here you go. And it's supposed to also be the same structure, 3 decks that are built, and it's like 30 bucks. And also we're getting another one of these Animation Chronicle decks, this one for the Charmers, and that's going to be coming out in January. And I think like if that's anything, if the Albaz one's anything to go on, then we'll probably be getting some alt arts. We'll probably be getting some pretty decent new Charmer support. Actually, I think that the cards themselves have been revealed already from the OCG. And like it'll just be a good product that you can like play out of the box. And I say that this is all really important because like Yu-Gi-Oh! it's tough if you're only playing Yu-Gi-Oh, but like from the outside looking in, Yu-Gi-Oh's always had a really big issue with like onboarding. I complain about this a lot, but like it's actually true. When you compare this to other card games, Magic the Gathering typically in a regular set gets like 4 different pre-built commander decks. Now granted, those are really expensive, but like they do get 4 different ones, and that's like awesome. Like there's a lot of choice there, and like if you think about them getting commander pre-built sets for like every mainline set, in a year, there might be like 12 new Magic the Gathering structure decks. But even if Yu-Gi-Oh didn't want to go that route, I mean, just the fact of the matter is, like games like Digimon, games like One Piece, and obviously there's new stuff on the block like Gundam and Riftbound that are out. Like there are so many of these games that are just releasing constant like pre-built new beginner decks and like structure decks and intermediate level decks, and when you are trying to get new people into a game where, you know, it's already daunting, Yu-Gi-Oh kind of has that reputation, people just want a somewhat safe starting point. What can I just buy to like get in the door with something decent? And that to me is where like having good structure deck products really comes in. I've also said for a while that I think that splitting out like certain products and just making them into structures might be a really cool idea. Like when they do these Battles of Legend sets where like the one from last year, well this year, Fabled and Jirox and like all of that, like that one with like Gym Knights and stuff, that could have been like 4 different just structure decks, and that would have been really neat. Necros, Gym Knight, Fabled, Jirox, I think is the 4. But yeah, imagine those as just 4 pre-made structure decks as opposed to having to open Battles of Legend, which not many people really want to do. Like it's, you know, the pull rates aren't great. It's not really an amazing reprint set. You guys know why Battles of Legend isn't like the set that you're running out to buy a box of. But having those just be like pre-built structures, even if you had to buy 3 of them, would still be way better. 30 bucks and you got all the new Jirox support plus reprints of everything that you would need before it, or a Gym Knight deck, like by today's standards, that's crazy. That'd be so good. Like people would love that. You know, if they're like $11.99 or something, like I think local shops, that'd be flying off the shelves compared to the Battles of Legend that's like sitting and rotting on the, you know, store case or whatever in the back. Yeah, amazing. So I'm really glad that they are taking this approach to structure decks. I hope that they continue it. I still think that Yu-Gi-Oh probably needs to maybe take a second stab at that 2-player starter product. Every game now pretty much has one. One Piece just released one, and we did a video on that on the main channel. Riftbound's got one, although apparently that's really hard to find because Riftbound is just hard to find right now. But once I get my hands on that, I want to try out Riftbound with that, with like a little 2-player thing. Magic has it, Lorcana's got it. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh needs to have another one of those, but still, as it is, the structure deck situation is looking great. And honestly, the whole Yu-Gi-Oh situation right now is looking pretty good in general. Like the overframe cards and the new prize support, like something's cooking at Konami, and I'm happy with that. But I just wanted to talk about the structure decks because I think that this is them truly addressing an issue that this game has had for the last few years. And I will end with this because it sort of feels like a pertinent statistic. I did a video about all the original line of structure decks, like the Flames of Destruction structure deck and the Dragon's Roar and Zombie Madness and stuff. Between 2005 to 2007, like January 2005 to January 2007, Konami released 10 different decks in pairs of 2. So 10 decks over the course of 2 years. That meant that basically every few months you were just getting new structure decks all the time. And for the first time, it feels like we might actually be back to something like that. Because I mean, if you count these legendary decks like trio decks as like 3 different things, then we've gotten 4 structure decks in the last month. And we'll be getting 4 structure decks in the first 3 months of 2026. So like, that's not counting whatever else neat that they announced. Like it's presumably we'll be getting more Chronicles things as the Chronicles anime things go on, and they might do another like legendary decks thing in next fall, and so you might have like gotten 8 decks next year. I think it's really good. I'm very pleased with this. I know I'm really critical of Konami on this channel, although some people apparently think that I praise them too much and I go too easy on them, but I don't ever know what people think about me. The point is, yeah, I know that I said that the structure deck situation was bad before. I think that right now it is looking very good. So I do want to commend them on that. And I think that they're doing a wonderful job. I hope they keep it up. Onwards and upwards. It's good for Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, so let me know down in the comments, what structure deck are you most excited for? Which ones are you picking up? Have you bought the Albaz Chronicle one? What do you think of that? Have you bought the well, I guess you can't buy the 5Ds one, but are you planning on buying the 5Ds one? You know, what do you think of that? What's just your whole like read on the structure deck thing right now? I would be very curious to hear. All right, without further ado, I wanted to end this video by showing a really cool Yu-Gi-Oh art project that I've been doing. These are my, if you can see it here, my Yu-Gi-Oh Figgies collection. They're magnetic and they stick on this cool like blackboard, and I kind of have this neat design. And yeah, you want to pick up figgies, by the way, I'll have a link in the description. You can use the code APS5 for 5% off. I did buy the whiteboard or the blackboard myself, but I just thought it was a nice touch. Okay, cool. I've gone on long enough. I'll see you guys in the next one. Pass turn.